Hello and welcome to D&D with high school students, the summer sessions. Round of applause.
Hashtag bitch inside.
Yes. Yeah. We are here with Carl, who is playing Ralof Halfbeard.
Yes.
And he's a tiefling still. He hasn't changed race. Nope. He is still a bard. Mm-hmm. And he's still alive, miraculously. And then to Carl's left is Beecher Dunn, who is playing Grimble, the dwarven fighter of unknown alignment.
Oh, yeah.
And who is still alive despite his alcoholism. But after that, we have Matt Kavanaugh, who has returned to the fold after a vacation in Venezuela. You can tell Wisconsin, yeah. Same thing. And he is, of course, playing Maximillian, the half-orc nobleman fighter. And then Max Abrahamson has returned to play Drake, the human fighter and devotee of the Temple of Vusake. And finally, we have Heather playing Milo, the halfling druid, who is very proficient in Thorn Whip.
And Bill.
Yes.
You just jumped right into it.
Yeah, we gotta cut to the chase.
Introduce it. What's going on?
Adam from Australia wants to know where, you get your models and stuff, and so I told him you make a lot of them, and that you watch a YouTuber.
Yes,
right?
That's true. So
I figured you should address that.
If you've seen the buildings in town, most of those are Dwarven Forge, and they're awesome. They're very nice. They're really durable, but they're crazy expensive, right? So I backed a Kickstarter. If you're going to do Dwarven Forge, back a Kickstarter because you get more for your money. I backed a Kickstarter with nearly $1,000 pledge, and I got a whole bunch of buildings and sewers, and I almost got divorced. So that that one led me to crafting because you can't keep buying all this stuff unless you have unlimited wallet. So I will show you some of the things that I have crafted over the years. Crafting is basically when you make your own terrain from cheap stuff. So here are some tents, and these are literally just cardboard with some paper towel and a lot of brushing. Now, I'm not an artsy person.
Mod Podge.
Yeah, but if you follow any of the crafting community, you can find DM Scotty, you could find Wylock, you could find Black Magic Craft, you could find Dungeons and Glue Sticks, or DMG Info. Yeah, it's just.
We have a D&D show.
So they are the crafting community, and there's a lot more people, but those are kind of the big players on the channels. And of course, go to my channel and look at my crafting videos because everything that I use on the table, I have a tutorial for how to make it. But tents are just the tip of the iceberg.
You use McDonald's toys?
Yes, I did.
McDonald's sponsor us.
Here's some orc, some
oh my
orc
God,
tents.
I didn't mean to do that.
And all this, the nice thing about the crafting stuff is
you take the heads off kids' toys.
Yeah. It's really just, it's all about kind of cheap materials and learning how to do stuff. I had no experience with crafting or painting. I would just follow these YouTube videos. Sometimes I would make things that would just be a catastrophe and I'd throw them away, but it doesn't really cost a lot of money. It's typically cheap materials, recycled materials, and you follow these tutorials and you learn kind of how to paint and how to texture it and do highlights and that kind of stuff. So I would recommend, if you want to build up your horde of terrain, get on that crafting thing because it's cheap. And
this is really good too.
I know, thank you.
I've never seen that.
So most of the things that I've made over the years, in the last couple of years, have been based on those crafting channels. So you can go to my channel, look up those subscribers, the things that I subscribe to, or look at my tutorials if you're interested. And it's a cheap, easy way to add some terrain to the mix. Now, this mat was very expensive, $75, but it's like a mouse pad. It's super durable.
How'd you pay for it?
We actually bought this as an investment in the show as well as for LionCon. So we have 4 of these mats for different terrains. So this is the woodland kind of prairie terrain thing. Okay, so
someone made more fan art.
Yeah. People making fan art, we love that.
This is from Pebis.
Yeah, there's really no way to show that close up and focus, but if you hold it next to your face, Heather.
Right close to the camera.
Yeah. So that's Heather.
It's from Pebis on Instagram.
It's from Pebis.
Maybe Pebis.
Pebis?
I think that's how you say it.
Thanks, Pebis. Okay.
It was like Pebbus.
Okay.
See,
So thank you for that. We love the fan art. We love the gifts.
It's me
Speaking of
throwing
gifts,
things. I thought it was
today
fun.
we are using the Skull Splitter dice. Everybody has a set of dice.
Thank you, Skull Splitter.
Thank you,
Yep,
Skull
well,
Splitter.
Oh, split.
And specifically, thank you,
God.
Vance,
Thank you,
because
Vance.
Advanced
Vance.
refrigeration.
Yeah, Vance is a big fan of
Yes,
Skull
I
Splitter,
think Skull
Me.
Splitter had nothing to do
and
with this.
Vance hooked us
Thank
up
you,
with
Skull
these.
Splitter.
Thank you.
We also have players'
Okay.
handbooks for everybody,
Thank you,
thanks
Vance.
to the mysterious
Thank you,
Mr.
Neil.
M.
Thank you, Neil.
It was definitely.
Mr.
Was
M
it from
sent us
Neil?
these players' handbooks so that you guys can look up your abilities and
Neil, give
not
us
be
the
foolish.
Paladin.
Bill definitely bought these for us. Thank you, Bill.
No, I didn't. I don't have
He
that
doesn't
kind
have
of-
the money.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
They're like
$150.
$50. Yeah, they're $50
Wait,
each.
what? Yeah.
One
they're
book is
expensive.
$50. Isn't that your handwriting, Bill?
He wrote
Yeah.
that. He did write
The
that.
retail,
Yeah.
the retail on this is $49.95. So
I would
Wow.
feel real bad if
I
someone
can
else
go to
bought this
Portillo's
and we're all
5
like
times
not
for the
giving
price
him
of that.
credit.
Thank you.
What do you buy at
Mr.
Portillo's?
yeah,
M.
Cheeseburger.
Thank you, Mr.
fries,
Thank you,
and
Mr.
drink.
M.
Oh.
that's right.
Cool.
Okay, so to the game.
Portillo's, you treat.
Matt Kavanaugh, let me summarize for you and the audience briefly.
Sure.
So you guys were commissioned to escort the niece of the ruler of Kabul Kailash. Okay, so she is the niece of His Holiness Kor Paigambar, who is the chosen of water. He's
That
a
sounds pretty
dragonborn.
Okay.
And obviously Vusaik, being the water goddess, is like his patron deity.
Sure.
His niece came to the wine festival
She's so hard.
in Dariolar Shari, and now she is returning to the capital. So you guys, along with her personal princess guards, are returning her to the capital, which is Poitax Shahar. You guys have made it one full day, and Grimble is kind of your scout, okay? Because he is familiar with the wilds in between the major cities, and he's also, probably more importantly, familiar with the quotient. And the quotient are a dwarven barbarian horde that kind of roam around the open land. They do raids. They're very well known for kidnapping people and ransoming them, and then spending the money on other things, as well as like raiding small towns and villages. You guys have been chosen to escort the princess, the niece. And here's the important part. If you successfully escort her back to the capital, your previous crimes
Which we
in
will-
Dariolar Shari
Alleged.
will be forgiven.
Alleged.
There's no proof.
And then, consequently, if you fail and anything bad happens to the princess, you will all be hunted down and murdered. So,
Nice.
not too much pressure there.
Like the hunt from my popular series, D&D with high school students. Where's Bill?
right.
for the
Go
next
check it out
episode.
after you watch
Thank-
this episode.
That's right.
Yes.
So,
Starring Beecher done.
so what happened was you
Maybe
guys
in
made
a
the
week.
first leg of the journey. Now, on the first day, middle of the afternoon, you came across a strange area of terrain and accidentally stumbled, quite literally, down into a pit, which led to a tunnel, which led to an underground river,
Bear
which
trap.
led to various and sundry explorations. And Grimble ended up swimming to the bottom of this underground river and found this chest, old chest, with like covered in chains and locks. But the wood was so rotted that he literally just broke through it. And inside of the chest was a mysterious metallic box with no keyholes, no locks, just a metallic box.
Like my
Okay?
Cube.
So he successfully grabbed the box, but was also ensnared by a bear trap, but then came to the surface and was rescued and healed. And then you guys continued along. You made camp in the evening. Everybody had a nice dinner, and Ralof did an excellent job of entertaining the princess, and
I did.
might have had a chance with her, but the evening was interrupted when
Chance with Bill.
the first watch at nighttime, discovered that there were some ambushers.
I discovered that as well,
right.
and then got the shit beat out. of me.
And what were those ambushers? There were
remember
two dwarven barbarians covered in mud and plants, basically like
No showering,
camouflaged, right?
Gross.
And
Yeah.
Grimble had determined that these were advanced scouts. These are basically quotient scouts, okay?
We skinned them.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a bit
Drake
weird.
cut their, well, they had, instead of tattoos, they're branded with this symbol of the quotient. So he literally like scalped their
Which
their
is not
backs.
necessary.
Is that controversial?
We did
I think
both of them. Yeah,
It's slightly more necessary than I expected.
Well,
People
people
will be
100
really
dead
mad.
Nazis.
Breaking barriers with D&D with high school
Yeah.
students.
This feels
Bring it back to
controversial.
Push
World
it.
War II film.
So what happened after that was everybody was able to kind of, you defeated the two guys, everybody went back to camp, you took turns on watch, the next morning you had breakfast, and then you began the next leg of your journey. And that's where we begin. So you're crossing through the open lands. And remember, the island of Whitmire is basically like a Mediterranean climate. So it's always warm. It's like always in the 70s. There's a nice cool breeze blowing across the grasslands, and it's pretty much open. There's occasional hills and whatnot. But Grimble's basically leading you around kind of where the most recent rumors have been that there have been sightings of the quotient horde. So he's taken you a little bit further west, and now you're kind of heading back northeast towards the capital. Okay. And Grimble's assessed that in about a half day, you should be arriving at a main road, which is a little more populated. There's more like hamlets and villages along that way. So you feel that maybe that'll be a safe way to make your way to the capital.
Dramatic irony. We don't.
All right, so you guys are all out. There is a wagon. I just don't have the mini for it, but there's a wagon which has like all the supplies and the princess's personal stuff, and of course she rides in that, and she has her personal coterie of guards, and you guys are kind of in a formation walking along. You begin. The morning is pretty uneventful. You travel through pretty moderate climate and geography, nothing too challenging. You have sporadic trees here and there, but every once in a while, you guys stop and the captain of the princess's guard will ask someone to climb up a tree and kind of scout out the horizon, and Ralof is pretty good at, no you're not actually,
no.
Drake is really good at climbing, so he climbs up a tree, he scouts it out, he's got that military experience, he looks around, nothing for miles, nothing like that. So you guys make your way, and about middle of the day, the princess is like, I am hungry, let us dine.
I'm hungry too.
So you guys kind of stop your encampment.
We're getting started.
A couple of her
really
assistants break out some road food, basically, nothing fancy, just some bread, some dried meats, and some fruits and
any cheese.
Yeah, some cheese.
I was gonna give her what cheese I have.
Yeah,
as a
so a couple bottles of wine, that kind of stuff. So you guys take a little break, you rest a little bit and eat, and then basically you resume. And as you're traveling, you make another easy hour, 2 hours, let's say 2 hours.
Wow.
Middle of the afternoon, you feel like you're probably only maybe an hour away from the main road.
Yes.
And as you're going along, you see kind of in that direction, you see what might be smoke or dust up ahead. And we're talking like a half mile away. So it's like on the horizon, you see dust or smoke up ahead, just kind of over a little hill.
Do I know of any, would quotient do any kind of distraction technique type stuff?
You know that when they move, so they are not horsemen, okay? They move on foot. So when they travel in a horde, there's hundreds of dwarves running, and they have huge constitution, huge endurance. They can run all day. And that sometimes when they run in a drier area, it can kick up dirt. But you know that this area is not geographically dry. It's not dirty or desert where it would be kicking up dust, let's say.
Oh no.
So it looks more like maybe, given that information, you think it might be more maybe smoke.
Does anyone want to go scout it out with me?
Sure.
All right.
I would feel left. Maybe I'll stay behind.
Should we all go?
The fighter boys
should
go.
All three of us go, or since he's a fighter, I'm a fighter.
I'm a fighter.
So what if
Milo,
one of us
we're
stays
supposed to
back
stay
to help out?
Yeah.
So I can stay back.
Yeah, in fact, you know that the princess's captain would want you to stay, especially because you're a temple guardian. So
So you stay.
she also suggests that maybe if you guys are going to go scout out,
I don't want to fight.
that the rest of you should kind of get off the path and maybe hide by some trees or something, so that you're not
and
out
can I
in the
hop
open.
up in a tree?
Yeah.
In scout.
So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna move. So the
I'll
princess and are you gonna stay?
Yeah,
And
I'll
you're
climb
gonna
up
stay?
a tree.
I'm gonna stay.
Yeah, Carl and I are not really fighters.
Okay. So I'm going to move you guys kind of over here,
Can I climb up in a tree?
represented by these tents, which you don't actually set up, but
Wait.
we're just going to say you're there.
We have trees.
Yes.
Bill, can we
This tree is courtesy of
Trees.
Brian Thomas from Initiative Coffee.
Brian,
Thanks, Brian.
Buy his
he's
coffee.
over there.
Dude, is there a little waterfall, or is that
Coffee,
just
and
hot
he
glue that's
sells
spilled?
dye.
Well, it might just be hot glue
for
that needs to be
$10.
painted.
Yeah, or you
Morning
need to re-hot glue these.
Morning dew.
So,
Buy
you.
Brian's dye
Matt,
sets
you
for
should be
$10.
here.
okay,
Yeah, I
so
know.
you guys are going to run up ahead. What's your kind of mode for going up? Are you like running up
Real
fast
quick.
and then what?
Do I see anything when I'm up in the tree?
No.
Okay.
Move these trees back to
Oh,
here. These
sorry.
represent the grove of trees where you guys are hiding.
Okay.
So this is a lot of open ground. You guys are going to head kind of northeast towards this smoke/dust cloud. Are you moving slowly and stealthily? Are you kind of walking stealthy, or are you running haul ass and then dropping down low when you get closer? Like, what's your thing?
I like that third one.
Okay,
Full speed.
I'm nervous I'm gonna make a lot of noise because I'm wearing big old clunky armor.
Oh yeah, no, my character's
Take
not
off
wearing a
the
shirt.
armor. Actually, no, don't take off the armor.
Take off your armor.
No, that's a bad
I-
Take
idea.
off your
I'm-
pants.
If he gets shot,
Oh, wait, I can carry you.
his
No
pants.
guns.
Would that be
It's
louder?
possible in the
He's
Allen
heavy.
world.
Like, you could carry him, but you could not run with him. Because unlike Milo, he's
just
wearing
hilarious.
full armor.
Fat joke, Bill.
No, dwarves are bigger, first of all. Second, he's probably just as strong as you. What's your strength?
15.
Okay, he's not as strong as you.
I haven't met a character I couldn't pick up yet. I'm not
You
happy
could
about
pick him
this.
up, but you could not run.
I'm 210 pounds.
So
real life?
we're gonna say that you're not going with the stealth route then. You're just gonna
Yeah, I
walk
say
up?
we just walk
Yeah,
like
just-
Okay.
prepared.
So you guys go
I
up,
have my shield in.
and you go up a
I'll
few
get my
hundred
armor.
yards, and as you're getting closer, both of you can make a perception roll.
I hope you get a 20, Beecher.
19.
Okay. Wow, look at that. It's not what you
Big
see
bamboozle.
yet, but it's what you smell.
No.
As you guys get a few hundred yards closer,
dogs, yummy.
you smell smoke, like the smell of burning. So it's not, it still looks like this cloud, but now you're like, yeah, that's definitely the smell of burning, not like just dirt in the air. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you're getting closer, you could smell the burning, and it smells like, you know, if you burned wood or hay or anything like that, or trees, like that kind of smell.
They're in a forest, so that would make sense.
It's a forest
And it's
fire.
pretty open land still. You know, I mean, you're able to move like through the tall grass and stuff, so you're not just like doo like on a road. You know.
Yeah.
You guys keep going.
Yeah.
Cautiously.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like extra cautiously.
Okay. You go a couple hundred more yards, and now you've gotten close enough to see that there's some kind of multiple dwelling that's been burned. Like, it looks maybe like a hamlet, like a series of a couple farms with barns.
Hamlet.
And they're just torched, and that's you could see buildings that are not like
Scavenge.
like they have been burned already and they're like smoldering, and you also see like a bunch of people moving around and a couple tents.
This is straight up quotient, like
By the design of the tents, they look like quotient tents. Like, it looks like maybe
Oh my god.
at nighttime, they attacked this hamlet and raided it and burned everything to the ground, and then they made a camp and celebrated. Like, that's what it looks
That's
like.
us if we had
Honestly,
to
do I see any quotient like hanging
Yes.
around? Yes, I do.
What time of day is it right now?
Now, I'm going to say at this
Midday.
point, you guys are close enough where I'm going to have you make a stealth roll.
With my stuff.
7.
But it hit the pencil.
20.
Oh my god, he gave him the
That
Give him
was
the
a
die.
match?
Give him the die.
Yes.
Wow. Beecher picks up the dice, pass over those.
Oh,
So
You get the rest on the
You-
purple ones. Yes.
so you get the distinct sense that this is not a full horde. It looks like basically a raiding party, which is like if a horde is basically made a camp, they might send like a raiding party to the east and a raiding party to the north to get supplies and raid and bring back to the bigger camp. But this looks like a pretty decent raiding party. You estimate there might be a dozen quotient there.
Now, do they keep good tallies of who's on what party, or
It
is
depends
it
on
pretty-
how drunk they are. They're barbarians.
They just-
and you know this because
like
of your
drinking too?
prior experience. It depends on like who's in charge of the raiding party and how drunk they got the night before Like, so there's a chance that, you know, they might not know exactly who went out where.
All right.
Okay.
I say we try and get a straggler.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm drunk.
Just go for it.
Just like scout out the most drunk-looking ones.
So for you to do that, I would have to have you guys approach in stealth and to
Yeah.
make another successful stealth check when you got closer. And then I would actually
Okay.
set up what you see.
Wait. I'm gonna pause real quick.
Meta moment. Okay.
Meta moment.
No, well, like conversation moment.
Yeah. Okay. In
Oh,
character.
in character.
Good.
Okay.
In character
One
moment.
meta moment.
Should we head back to tell them, or
I think we
Is it-
can handle a couple drunk barbarians.
You say that,
I
but
do say that.
Says the large half-orc noble barbarian.
Yeah.
fair enough.
I'm sorry, I
You're
killed
right.
off 2 characters by throwing one into the other.
They're not. Did you not
That is
watch
true.
the other episode?
They're back.
Yeah,
so
they're back. So
then I can
First
throw the
turn.
other at the other.
finish your
Go
job.
ahead.
I'll throw
do it
Sean and
again.
Anna this time.
do it again.
Hulk smash.
They're back to kill us. So
I'm gonna.
Wait.
I'm just gonna take a really big gut move and say this is a bad idea to try and steal one of them away.
yeah, take one.
And then I'm gonna vote we go back. Tell them.
Fine, because
right.
if you want to do it, I can't handle it.
Matt, didn't you
Okay.
try to make a catchphrase that was like Maximillian eviscerate or something
No,
like that?
like the
What was
first
that?
couple episodes,
Yeah,
I
what
was
was
trying to have
that?
it. I was trying to have it all big words. Oh, I don't remember. what the-
Eviscerate.
No, it was
right?
something with an
Okay, so you guys,
Matt.
you guys are.
Masturbate?
No.
Hey, you're sneaking back. Okay. You get back. You get like 100 yards away. Okay, and you're kind of like still walking low and
got
quietly
caught.
as you're headed back to meet them. And then roll initiative as 2 clumps of grass jump up from the ground and attack you.
God, I hate those guys.
11.
1.
Bean! The beans!
Beans.
The beans!
Not doing I don't know, you showed up late.
I can't
so
even
think-
find the beans.
I was told 6:30.
All right, so what do you have?
I was told
11.
Okay, you go first, and then them, and then them, and then you.
Yeah.
So here's what happens.
Wait, what?
You guys are walking back towards your friends, right? And off from the side, you hear like, stop it, and these 2 dwarves jump up. And it's just like the night before where like they're basically covered in mud, and it looks like they were like waiting, you know, and they jump up and they start coming at you with axes. So the first one's running towards you from one side, the other one's running from the other side, but you get to go first.
I'm gonna take out my shield to cover me.
Yeah.
And charge him to shield bash him, trying to knock him down on the ground.
Success, roll.
Beecher has such good ideas. All my ideas are like
This
flat.
guy's Beecher actually
do I
knows how to
add?
play.
So just what's your proficiency bonus and your strength
We
bonus?
should know by now.
must know how to
So
play.
13.
No.
Okay.
You bash him, but he doesn't seem to be like knocked down from your attack.
Yeah.
So boy.
He swings his axe at you, but your bash knocked him off balance enough where he just swings like over your head and misses.
All right, buddy.
All right, this guy runs up to you and attacks. Max, move him up. What's your AC?
18.
That is a hit.
Put the camera on this, Dave.
You will take 7.
Thank you.
As you were hit by a axe that looks like it might have been from like some tribal thing. Like it's a wooden handle with a big sharpened stone head, and it's like covered in old crusty blood,
Oh, yeah.
like as if no one cleaned it off. So he hits you and hits you like hard across the shoulder. All right, now it's your turn.
I'm gonna hit him really hard with my hammer.
Hulk smash.
5 plus.
I hate my existence.
11.
No, miss.
Trying to do
All right,
both, guys.
next
I
round.
almost did. Did you not see
You're
that?
up again. This guy's, you know, you knocked him a little off balance. He missed you, but he's in the fight, so you're in.
All right. I am going to take my battle axe and try and swing up and like catch him in the stomach
the
or
gut?
something like that.
I want to do something.
Thunk.
11.
Those dice are insane.
11 total.
Yes.
Miss. He swings at you. He
4.
also misses again.
Oh.
That guy swings at you. He's like, "Ah," and his stone axe just goes flying to the ground, and he's like, ah!
Pick it up.
All right, your turn.
I'm gonna hit him with the hammer.
Go ahead.
Kill him. Obliterate him.
17 plus
Yes.
4 plus a bunch of numbers. Yeah.
Throw the pain.
I forgot to do this.
Throw the pain.
So you're doing two-handed with the hammer.
Is that a 1 or a 2?
It's a 1.
All right.
On that dice, that's a 1.
4.
That sucks.
Okay. So you hit him, and he's like, light. All right, back to you, Beecher.
I'm with that miss, I'm gonna come right back down and try and hit him somewhere on the head or
Okay.
something. Ideally. 20.
Nat 20?
Not natural.
Oh, all right, that's still a hit. Roll damage.
5.
Okay.
Wow.
You hit him again. This time he's feeling some pain. What's your AC?
18.
Miss. All right, the other guy attacks you.
Oh.
Miss. Go.
I'm going to
These
hit him
guys
with the hammer again.
suck at
Go.
fighting.
Are you feeling it now?
Natty 20.
Dude, you suck.
Take
You
the
should
die.
get
Natty
sorry,
20?
buddy.
Wait, he gets him now?
Yeah, because he
That's
got
how this
20.
works.
All right, so you hit him using the Bill Allen damage alternative scoring
Hate
system.
D&D.
I hate this game.
You have 10 automatic damage plus a D10 plus your damage.
Oh my god, it's a Bill Allen alternative damage assist system.
All right, that's an
What?
8
Assistant.
plus 4, so 22.
Allen
You
No.
so you're like, woo, like, and he has no weapon, so he's like, hey, he goes like this with his arms, and you just smash through his arm and smash his skull like a watermelon, and it just splits.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
And your hammer,
Glad we all just ate.
he's on the ground, and your hammer's stuck in his skull.
Ew.
And his brains are like tapioca pudding all over your hammer.
Tapioca pudding.
I like to be descriptive,
yeah,
just for you, Heather.
Bill, we all just ate too much.
I know.
That's
right.
nasty.
Sleep at night.
So he's dead,
Yeah, I wonder
which
what their
brings
bedtime
it back to you,
stories are
Beecher.
like.
All right, I'm going to
Killed her.
forget the axe and just try and tackle him to the ground. I'm gonna try and like
A
restrain
grapple.
him. Yeah.
Now, if you had the grappling feat like Ron the Handyman Hutchinson,
Bill probably reads
I'm
the
sorry,
player's
who?
handbook to Oscar and Angus to get them to go to sleep.
Yeah, I'd be able to fall asleep
Please
with
stop
that.
reading about monsters. It's the monster book.
let's grapple.
Dumbass.
Go ahead.
And then they leveled up to level 7.
Please, Dad.
Shut up.
Please read a real story.
You're probably going to win. Go ahead.
2 plus
No. It's, 2 plus what? What's your
2
strength?
plus 2, so
Yeah.
4.
So you're like, and he's like, he's able to wrestle free, and now he's going to swing at you.
Oh, biff. 18.
Nope, he misses.
Can't touch this.
You could pull your hammer out and run over and help him. He's close enough.
I say we bring this guy back.
I just want you to make a simple strength check.
Oh, okay.
Like anything but a 1 is fine.
3.
Okay, good enough. You
Alright.
you wrench your hammer out. A little bit of the brain hits you in the cheek.
Perfect.
A snack for later.
You know, like you're like this, and it
Ew.
just
Grossest person.
Move it
some
to
blood and brain on your cheek.
Roll to use my
Feels
tongue.
hot and weird.
Sweet.
Now, what do you
I
do?
can, like,
Do you run
run
over there and
over, you know
attack?
I'm going to run over there and be at the ready, because I assume Beecher wants to not kill him.
Okay. So be it.
You
Or
assumed
guard or
right.
whatever.
It's up to you.
me.
Are you grappling again, or are you going
Break
to?
all of his limbs.
I need.
Seriously, that'll keep him alive.
Yeah, I'll battle axe to the leg. I'm gonna
Yeah,
try.
hold on.
And,
This is like medieval. He's got.
I'm not letting
maybe
this
4
guy
minutes.
move.
Yeah, no. People die at 30 in this era of
How
time.
old are
And that's when they have all their arms and
We're like
legs.
28. Oh.
Carl, you're level 2.
43.
Oh, we're 2 years old. Is your character 43 years
Yeah, but
old?
dwarves are older.
My
Age.
character is a sweet, sweet 18-year-old boy.
Okay,
Maximillian
Just
is
legal.
8 years old.
I'm just legal.
so make your grapple check, which is your
19.
strength plus
Oh,
athletics.
I'm not gonna grapple him. I'm
Oh.
gonna try and battle axe him in the leg.
Okay. Oh, okay.
13.
He like jumps up and barely evades your battle axe, and then swings his own axe at you,
And this.
but misses.
Can I just unarmed strike punch him in the face and knock him out?
You could.
a tree.
You could, or you could grapple him because you have a way bigger strength.
I'm gonna do that then. I'm gonna
Okay,
grab
so
him.
you're gonna make a strength plus athletics, or basically an athletics check,
A paper.
Okay.
which he's gonna fail because I rolled a 1.
I got a 7 plus what? Plus what?
Seven. What's your athletics?
Plus 6.
Yeah.
Me.
So you just walk over to him and you're like, and you just give him like a loving
Where's your
one-arm hug, and he's like, and he can't. He's
All right.
You got him.
While he's restrained, I'm gonna punch him in the
Okay,
face.
go ahead and roll.
Flower.
You get advantage.
I mean,
If you miss this,
oh,
you
I
can
was
only
like, do
force
I
it apart.
miss?
No, you get advantage. Just roll both dice. Take the higher of the
12, 14.
two. Yeah, okay.
You almost just got a natty 1 on that.
All right, roll a d4.
The camera is on moi.
2.
Okay, you punch him. He's still resisting. Let's make another check. He's trying to break free.
14.
Plus strength.
Plus strength is 18.
You still have him in a lock. He can't break free. Punching him again.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This seems kind of treacherous.
17.
Yep. Roll another d4.
2.
Your gauntlet smashes his nose and he seems to go limp.
All right. Let's bring him back.
Okay.
Actually,
He's still
I'm
breathing.
okay. I'm gonna while he's holding him, I'm gonna go.
Do you
take
just
that.
hold him, or what do you do?
I'm going to keep him in like that chest lock where he can't move. kind of
Okay.
thing.
I mean, you could carry him because he's not wearing armor. Like,
No, I just don't want him to wake up and stab me.
Okay.
I think that's happened.
fair enough.
Yeah, make sure.
I'm
he's
gonna
on.
go to the dead body that he just killed and
Yeah.
throw that bush over him, so he still looks like
I have
a
a
bush.
question.
Yeah,
Who was carrying that metal box?
I do. I have
Beecher.
it.
Okay.
I thought we gave it to the princess.
No, I
think
have
you
it.
showed it to the.
I am
And
all
she
turned
was like, I
around.
don't know what that is. And so Beecher put it in his backpack.
Okay.
She's so pretty.
So wait, you go over
She's
to.
a
I'm gonna go
Move your
over
guy over there.
I like
and then I'm gonna
lizards.
go like put the bush that he was wearing over his dead body. to,
Okay.
like, disguise
As
him.
you're doing that, his eyes open up, and you notice that there's this weird flare in his eyes before they turn black, and then he starts to stand
purple?
up.
Was it purple?
What color
I'm gonna
is it? It's a blonde elf.
battle axe him and try and chop off his head.
Hold on,
Okay.
doesn't he not have a head or either arm?
Yeah, he did just
Shit,
Yeah,
that's
his-
right.
obliterate
You
his
smashed
head.
his skull. Nothing happens.
Yay!
Beecher, just for backstory, at our last time.
Nope. You have to tell him in character. He wasn't
He's
there.
not here yet.
That's my
We haven't.
character.
Or you have to
Okay.
say,
Or alive?
That's
Okay,
a bad
meta moment.
Meta moment. Bad
Meta
explanation.
moment. Beecher, last time we were like killing a bunch of people,
Except
they would die and then their eyes would turn purple and they'd like
Come back to
then
life.
they then
Zombies.
wait, how did something happen
They
where their
came back
eyes
to
turned
life,
purple?
yeah.
I
They
don't
turned
remember.
into
No, they were
zombies. We have no
completely
explanation
dead.
why.
Once they.
Once their eyes turned
Flashed.
purple, then they were like dead. But like
If they didn't
we don't know what
flash, they were still
We're
like
doing a
they'd
bad
come back
job.
as
We're
like,
sorry.
normal.
yeah.
okay, on meta moment. So
On meta
you're
moment.
carrying the unconscious dwarf back,
Yeah.
and you covered up the body.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. You guys
We're
make their way back.
Coming back.
You guys get back. So you're back at the camp. What the hell? So
that boy
you
up.
guys see them coming.
Yeah.
You're up in a tree and you're like, what the? And you're looking and you see Maximillian's carrying a filthy, mud-caked dwarf who is like bleeding,
Say a boy no.
and like Grimble's coming back.
We scalp them.
Hold up, I found this
You
in the
guys
woods.
you
Can I
guys
keep
get
them?
back to the
Who is
camp,
it?
and this is what you see. So
Yeah.
what do you do?
We say what happened?
Well, I get down from the
Jesus,
tree.
Okay.
or vous sake. What is wrong with you two?
We
What
say what
happened?
happened.
Well,
One of
how
these
in
guys
character?
boned me up the other night. It's what's going on.
So we went up to this village that just got ransacked by the quotient,
Oh my goodness.
and they were still having a party there.
Not like a hamlet, like a few farms.
Okay,
Not a whole
farm.
I've never heard the term
There was a
hamlet
couple
before.
farms. I actually haven't heard that
book.
either.
I'm sure it's a D&D thing.
Meanwhile, we tie them up with rope.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was hoping someone would do that. So you tie him up.
Rope pimping. Cool.
Oh, God.
He
That
kind of
might be
comes
something
up
bad.
into consciousness and then he like falls back unconscious.
Do you have rope?
Haha, you sleepy?
We have rope.
I'm sure we have.
I have
Every-
a rope.
yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I can.
You guys have.
I have a prayer book.
And even if you didn't, there's a
I have
cart
really good wine.
full
Okay.
of supplies. So
Can I borrow a bottle?
he's tied up.
Please, I need
Go ahead. Continue.
So we found these farms that got all burned down and ransacked by the quotient, but then the quotient stayed and like had a party because they were like celebrating their win, I guess. Then the bad barbarian dwarves.
How did you not know? We've been talking about the quotient this whole time.
You're the only one who's gotten the name right, like, repeatedly.
Well, like, even I
wrote it
knew that they
down.
were the bad people, and it says it on the paper. We looked at the paper like 10 minutes ago.
I asked you what it was.
Which paper?
It's fine.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
But when
There's
we
something on this paper. I don't
were coming back, two of those little bush boys
I hate those guys.
popped up and
Yeah.
we beat their ass. And now we have this guy.
They're unified ass.
And we're tying him up.
Yeah, we're gonna see where they're headed next,
Okay.
or
So
where
should we
they're
talk to him?
where they are.
Oh, talking.
Did
My
anything
attention.
happen to them?
So
their
one thing you
eyes.
notice is this guy has the same brand on his back. It's
Good
the
question.
same.
Yeah.
It's definitely quotient.
Okay. Is he back and has conscious yet?
No, but you could. I mean, if you wanted to wake him up, you could splash water on him. or
I
something.
am playing bad cop. I'm bad cop today.
Okay,
Cool. I
wanna get-
smack him across the face as hard as I can.
He's like, and he looks around at you guys. He seems to be disoriented. He's
What?
confused at what he
Are
sees.
we gonna get to like?
I grab his head and
Bleed.
I direction it towards me so he looks into my eyes.
He
What's up,
looks.
shitbag? I don't like your kind. Oh, that sounds racist. I'm gonna start over. What's been going on? That Hamlet over there? Was that your raid? Did you kill all those people? Maybe potentially. Hamlet? You see that word choice?
Of course, I killed them all.
You stupid bitch.
Who do you report to?
Chief,
Okay,
Chief who?
that's helpful.
my war chief.
What's your war chief's name? Not assuming it's a man.
He spits. He's like,
You were so PC. Thank
filthy
you.
human.
Wow.
We'll cut your skin off and eat you.
Can I do an intimidation?
You notice, by the way, that
Slap him
his
again.
teeth are like sharpened.
I wanna slap him
like
in the
as
face
if he
again.
took stones and sharpened his teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Punch him in the mouth.
Your teeth are gross, by the way.
And they are
Knock him
gross.
out.
they're like yellow.
Has he ever gone to
There's
the
like hunks of
dentist?
meat in them
I don't think
still.
I have dentist yet.
His beard is like nasty. His hair is like all like dreaded, but not in a cool way. In a way of like I haven't showered
Yeah.
or bathed in like maybe 3 years.
Oh, no.
He
Accidental
smells
drugs.
like you just being this close to him. You're like, oh, it's like a bag of onions.
So he hasn't said the name of his chief yet, right?
No, he's
Ask him.
like,
Slap him.
I don't answer to blue skin demons.
Can I?
Wow,
Can I
you
like
stupid
intimidate him?
idiot.
Can I try and
have an
intimidate
idea.
him?
You may.
Oh, you can
Go ahead.
intimidate
I'm
first.
scared
Let's see what
because I
happens.
knocked him
No,
out.
don't worry.
Make
it's
an
with the flute.
intimidation roll and tell me what you say.
Okay. Oh, geez, I have to think of words now. All right, 12
Nat 12.
plus
4.
so 16.
Oh, that's pretty good. All right, so what do you say?
You may be able to deal with the blue one. I don't think you want to deal with me again. Answer
You
his
can't
questions.
deal with me either.
He's like, I will deal with blue one.
Oh, he's just ignoring you.
No, he's scared of
sorry.
me.
Oh, okay, that's
He
what's
can deal
happening.
with you.
He looks.
I thought he was like,
he keeps
screw
looking
you.
up at.
Okay.
He looks at Maximillian like scared / confused because he's like looking at him, but then he's like looks at his clothes and then he looks back at his face and he's like, and then he looks at you and he kind of seems confused.
All right, you stupid idiot dwarf. I take a step closer. I get real close, up close to his face. He can't bite me because
No,
he's tied up.
He's tied up.
But like, I get real close to him. I'm like, listen, you're gonna tell me the name of your chief, or I'm going to bestow upon you the wrath of 1,000 freaking bad shit.
All right,
Do you know how we do
you
this?
will make your intimidation roll.
I'm not intimidating.
I will
I
save you
am
so
gonna take
quick.
out my flute and I'm gonna play the worst music I can possibly play.
That's all right, Carl. That is genius. I will let you choose between performance or intimidation. The effect is going to be the same. You decide how you want to roll it.
What do you have
But
higher?
he's basically like
5.
Guantanamoing this
but you
guy
get a plus
with bad
Wait, what?
music.
You get a +1 because remember when you leveled up.
Oh crap! Then for performance.
Your performance.
Roll.
So 6. So it's +6 then. Yeah. God, I love D&D. Ah, 9 + 6.
Yeah, but it rolled
15.
off the thing.
He's
so
like,
you should-
stop horrible music.
I play the flute louder.
He's like, Britney
He's like, blue
Spears,
skin
stop.
devils don't know how to make music.
I'm really good at this. No, I'm like.
All right, so you do that for a while. At a certain point, the princess is like, just stop. It's horrible.
I'm sorry. honey.
While this is all happening, I'm gonna tie a noose.
All right, you know what? that is so subtly dope that I will let you make an intimidation roll with
I want
advantage.
someone to draw this.
Oh, I don't want him to see.
Oh, I thought you were like,
That flute music and the beaches in the
all
background.
right, that's fine. That's
I want
fine.
someone to. I want a fan to draw this. Make fan art out of this scene.
Thank
I'm
you.
just sitting in the back.
So eventually the guy's just like, he's like, I will tell you chief name and then you let me go?
Yes.
How do I know promises are true?
You can
Pinky promise.
pinky promise.
Oh, he's tied up.
I, with the power of my Lord Vusake, promise you that I will remain truthful in the fact that we will let you go. It's a lie.
You just swore against
No, it's a lie. Who cares, right? We're fine.
Cross your fingers. Come on.
He's like, I will tell you Chief's name.
Cool.
Then you will untie me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I swore to the
He
god.
looks around at everybody. He's like, okay.
Cool. Nice. What a fucking idiot.
Why do you go like that?
I don't know. I don't like that face. All right, tell us. What's the name?
What's the name?
Chief of my war party is Thumb Cutter.
I slap him across the face. You stupid idiot. We're not letting you go.
He's like, traitor, Thumb Cutter will kill you all and
whatever.
What if
collect
it's not
trophies.
thumb cutter?
It's whatever. He totally is telling the truth.
Trophies?
He will collect all of your thumbs as trophies, and
Oh.
his necklace will be larger than ever.
How gross is that?
Ew.
I hate dwarves.
Didn't they do that in like?
You'll
It's just
never
gonna be
wield
like a
a
bunch
sword
of thumbs
again
and
Who
one
does
green one and one blue one.
Thumbcutter report to?
to the warlord.
Who's the warlord?
Who are you? We never asked him who he was.
He's just a grunt.
Filthy human.
Grunt number 2.
Warlord will collect your tongue and your ears.
So is
He will
that his
serve
thing?
them to his dogs because your flesh is not worthy enough for him to eat.
I'll say,
Can
I-
transform into a
Warlord
dog.
will
One
collect
sec.
mine and yours too, and then I'm gonna grab him by the back of his.
Don't kill him. Don't kill him yet.
No, I'm not gonna kill him. Okay. I'm gonna grab him by the back of his shirt, like his thing.
Let's go.
Yank him back over to this tree. Also drag over a chair, so he stands on a chair. Hold the noose up
grant you
on
a
top of the
box.
branch, a box.
Okay.
So he's being held up. He's not being on that. He's not like choked
Yeah.
because he's on that box.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm gonna say, what's
I'm gonna have
this
you make an
warlord's name?
intimidation roll with advantage because that's dope and scary to anyone.
I'm gonna play flute music. I'm gonna freaking hang him.
9.
D&D so violent.
Okay.
Fuck one of his ears, so.
You have done this, and he's not so much intimidated by you per se, but he definitely he feels as if things are not going well for him. You could tell that this man
Really?
looks very
Smart guy.
nervous,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You gave your word. I told you who War Chief's name is.
Now what's this warlord's name?
The Thumb Cutter is War Chief."
I don't want Thumb Cutter. I know Thumb Cutter. I want the warlord's name. And then I'm gonna give the box a little kick so he loses a little
He's like,
bit. more
I
footing.
cannot tell you name. I cannot tell you name.
Why
I
not?
can only give title.
Don't kill
Name's sacred. Name is sacred. Can't tell you name.
Why are you talking?
Matt, tell him you're gonna
I'm gonna,
freaking
kick,
destroy
I'm gonna
him.
kick the box a little bit again.
I will give you. I will give you title. I will give you title.
Okay.
Fine,
I'll
get the
give you
title
title.
first.
Okay.
What's the title?
What's the title?
Wait, hold on. Can we meta moment
Wait.
real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know if
Let's
it
get
works.
in case he accidentally dies, we gotta figure out what direction he came from.
Towards the
Also,
hamlet.
what if he's lying?
Like, we gotta know if it was north, east, south, or west. Because he said that, like, they split up and they, like, yeah.
Oh, you
collect
are
materials.
thinking. Good. Yes, cool. I was
So we
unsure
gotta
about
figure
that.
out, like, what direction we gotta go. Or steer clear of. Mostly steer clear of.
Yeah, because I hate combat.
Also, what if he's lying too? We should just kill him once. he
So
tells us.
who's asking him what?
Beecher.
Beecher.
So-
Beecher's in charge.
So he looks at you. He's like,
he should ask what
he's like,
direction.
Blueskin lied. How do I know that if I tell you Warlord name that you won't lie and also kick box out and I hang?
Blueskin.
You
gotta
give your
trust
word
me.
as
You're not allowed to
honor.
call me that.
You dwarf.
has
You give your
problems.
word as honor.
Your life is in my hand. You gotta trust me.
In my foot.
Say it. Say in front of all that you give your word as honorable dwarf.
I don't give my word to anyone. I'm
Then I tell you nothing and I die with honor.
gonna give that box another little kick.
You're not gonna die with honor.
He's like, you can hang me and I will die with honor. I will only
Tell him
tell
he's
you
gonna die
Warlord's
like a
name
dumb fool.
and title
Hold on.
if
Cut-
you let
cut
me
off
go.
his
But you
hand
must
or
give
something.
word
I
as
had another idea.
right
I was
underneath
can
his
I
eye
walk up
with
to
my
it and like
longsword.
grab his neck in the noose, lift him up, and say, "I can do worse than hang you"? And
Wow.
scare him?
You could. You can intimidate him.
That's hot.
This is really dark.
messed up.
This is really messed
what
up,
is
guys.
this?
I need some info.
14 plus intimidation,
Yeah.
18.
He's like, he's like, green noble half orc. I will tell you. Let me down from noose, and I will tell you.
There you go.
I'm gonna let him down.
He's like,
I hate this role.
unhitch the noose, put me on ground and cut ropes, and I will tell you.
Put him on the ground, but hold him.
Well, I mean, what can he do? Like, the noose isn't what we need to kill him. That's just dark and
Yeah,
scary.
just keep him in a headlock though.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you're
you're
way
strong.
stronger than him.
Hey, what's like the
Except
slowest
for keeping
way
his
you can
legs
snap a
tied.
neck? Like, can you
Guys,
do that slowly?
Can we
Roll
just break his
17.
legs actually?
Just like
that
that.
way he can't run. So we'll untie him from the thing, and instantaneously we just hit him with a hammer to the legs. So they're broken.
Hey, man,
We need,
we
like,
use
a
him like
graphic, like,
against a
He
tree.
says,
Ball bat
Oh,
to the
you
Great
knee.
wanna
dwarf,
feel like you
I will
get
tell
away.
you. I will tell name, but only if dwarf swear on his honor that I live.
Just do it. Just lie. Who cares? Oh, you have character alignment, so this probably is like a
Dwarf
moral
must
dilemma
swear
for you.
before everyone that he will make sure that I live. I will tell you Warlord's title and where war camp is.
I'm turning to Beecher.
All right.
Grimble.
And then in Dwarvish, I'll say, I swear on my word.
All right, in Dwarvish he responds, and he tells you the name of the warlord. And the name is Skull Drinker.
Of course it is. How do you drink a skull?
You
Well,
crack it open.
You
Maybe-
grind it
maybe
down
you'll find
into a
out.
paste.
That's the warlord?
That's the warlord. So
say, where you guys
you know
hide?
that typically there are only ever like 3 warlords for the entire quotient, and each one is in charge of a horde of anywhere up to 100 to maybe 200 dwarves, right? So the war party that you saw was maybe like a dozen. So he's saying that his warlord is Skull Drinker. Make a history roll.
13.
You've actually heard of Skull Drinker. Like, he's one of the known warlords.
Bad guy?
He's sort of Khal Drogo level of, like, he's.
What is that?
He is
Like
well
Game of
known.
Thrones.
Okay.
I
Like,
just started watching today.
he is well known.
I know nothing.
Oh,
And not, like, new. Like, he's pretty established.
I'm gonna ask him where you guys headed
Where's the beef?
after that whole mess
This is why you're
with
not in
the
charge of
farms. Where
interrogation.
you headed?
It's a thesis.
War party will go back to Warlord's camp
Where's the camp?
and bring things.
Where's the camp?
Northeast.
I don't know cardinal directions.
And is that in the
It's in
direction
the
of?
top 8 easiest.
It's in the direction of the capital.
Okay.
Oh my god, they're going for the capital.
He goes, not too late to join us.
It's like the Hunger Games.
Just because there's a capital?
Yeah.
Cool. Maybe
I'll join you in hell, and then I'll walk away.
Oh my god!
What
You
is
gave
it?
your word. Release me.
I'm not releasing him, but
He gave word. Word of dwarf is.
I want to go up and slit his throat.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just kill him.
Yep.
Should we kill him?
He was being mean to me. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to talk about being kind to other races. It's a.
Oh no, we
I'm
should
gonna go
definitely
away and
kill
try
him
and
and
block
see if
it
his
out.
eyes like glow.
I'm gonna try and
Oh,
block
yeah.
it out. Like,
Oh.
so
I feel like that's a little too like Nazi
Almost.
testing on people kind of
That
thing.
makes
Like we should just kill him.
Carl, someone scalped someone
What if his
last
eyes
episode.
glow?
We're beyond that.
We're doing a lot of really World War II-esque things.
I was just gonna say,
We're just
didn't they
inspired by
cut
history.
people's like thumbs and tongues off in World War II and make necklaces out of them? They
think that-
totally did.
Yeah, but that happened all the time.
Yeah, that's like a normal
Just all
thing.
Yeah,
throughout
that's like
history.
normal.
I'm going to slit his throat.
Okay. He sees you coming up and he goes, Blueskin, we will eat you.
Not if you're freaking dead.
I die with honor. Blood drips out of
Ew.
he's gargling and choking on his own blood, and then he falls, slumps over. So the noose is still holding him up as he's kind of like rocking
Open it,
back and forth.
I walk up and I open his eyelids.
He's very dead. They're just like,
I'll
Oh, he doesn't have
cut him
pockets.
down
He's
and
naked.
move him outside of camp,
okay,
just so he doesn't stink up.
just by yourself or is someone
he's
else?
Is
He's still tied up.
Yeah.
His eyes didn't glow.
Yeah, and I'll
He's
just-
dead.
I'll go. Yeah.
We definitely killed him.
I'm not going far.
How
I'm
much
just,
time
like-
is
So
passed?
just you were taking him somewhere? No one else is helping you?
10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lift him up.
I have a
and throw him,
question.
Okay.
How did the rest of the garden people react to this kind of situation that just happened, full of torture?
Mostly
the
shock and
princess thing?
horror. But the princess,
Good.
you see that there's
turned on like
there's
The princess is like, that's my
well, to be
man.
quite honest, it's hard to read because she's dragonborn and it's
She's
a little
she's
bit
a lizard.
difficult to kind of read her expressions. But if you want, you can make an insight roll.
I'm just actually going to turn to her and I'm going to yell, "Princess, what say you about all this?"
What say you?
I'm
That's D&D
I
talk.
am shocked by the atrocities and barbarianism that I see, and it pushes me ever so much more to the urgency for which we must move on and get to the capital.
Ask her if it was
I'm
hot.
concerned that barbarian said that his camp was to the northeast near the capital. This is cause for great
I'll
concern. We
confirm that.
must move quickly and carefully around this group of barbarians.
You see now how we can handle situations. You have no need to worry. Violently.
Yes.
Very violently.
She calls us murder.
If I swear to God, if someone calls us
So
a murder
what do you do with the
hobo,
body? Like just ditch
Not
it?
cool.
I'll put it in like a bush so it's
All
hidden
past
because he's also camouflaged, right?
Your townspeople?
Yeah, I'll just kind of dump him there.
Okay. All right, so what do you guys do? You know where
Keep going.
this hamlet is, so you could go around it. Like if you want to steer clear, you could
What
lead
time
them.
of day is it?
It's middle of the day, middle of the afternoon.
All right, so we're
you could
moving,
steer
yeah.
clear if you want and go further west and then north and then northeast.
Is
So we
is it geographically possible to just go north and then east?
If you go due north, you'll run into the hamlet and the little
Yeah.
war party
If I
camp.
go around them,
Right. You could go, if you want to steer clear, you could go west and then north and then northeast.
Oh, it's right. 8:20.
Or you could take your chances and go around this way to the northeast.
I'm gonna present the options to the group.
The princess is like, I want to go wherever they aren't.
Yeah.
I want
agree.
to avoid
Then
them.
we avoid them. We're going around.
I feel like we would be outnumbered. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can handle anything.
No.
No, we
She
can't.
looks at you with
Carl,
all
you
confidence.
don't have the tsunami eyes anymore.
Dang it.
We should have kept those.
We should be by water right now. That would have
Okay,
helped.
so you guys begin setting out, and this time you steer clear. You go west, and then you start going north. And when you get to a certain point where you think you're like safely out of the way, you see like the smoke, although it's like far less than when you and Maximillian went to scout. You see that there's, it's still kind of like smoldering ruins and stuff. But you don't see any other evidence of any war parties or any scouts. You guys push on, and you travel for another several hours.
Oh my God.
And then you get to a point where if you want to get to the road, you would have to cut northeast. The only other option is to go due north and literally go basically to the west side of the capital and then cut over.
Yeah.
But that means you're out in the open and you're not on a road or anywhere near where like the King's Guard would be.
We should go northeast, I think.
I say we stick with the guard.
I don't know.
So
Good.
let's
Good.
go where the road is.
Yes.
Cool. Northeast then, yeah.
So you guys start carving in towards the northeast.
Cool.
You travel for about another hour through open land. And you see probably a half mile up, you see a watchtower, which is pretty common. Like every few miles, there will be one of these like 2-story stone towers along the main road. So you know that you're kind of getting close because you could see it on the horizon. You like head towards that direction.
Could this watchtower see us?
When you get closer, sure. Like when you're
Giant
probably
watchtower.
within, I mean, you're not like a big caravan, you know what I mean? So it's not like you're a huge group, but they would probably be able to see you once you're like a quarter mile away, half mile, quarter mile away.
Are we surrounded by trees or
dusk.
no?
It's dusk. Yeah, there are sporadic trees. It's not like forest.
All right,
It's
so
not
we
deep
can't just
forest.
hide in the trees pretty much.
Yeah, you can't really do that. But it is dusk. I mean, it's coming up on the evening.
Shoot. I don't like this situation at all.
All right.
I'll present the options to the group.
Hey.
All right, we go check out that tower. Risk being seen, and if that tower isn't friendly, we're seen by unfriendly people who could relay a message pretty easily.
All right. Yeah, let's just do it.
How far away are we?
Do
We're
it.
half
We didn't
a
give
mile
any other
away.
options. So this guy said,
And you
yes.
said that there are trees by us, right?
We're
Yeah,
going
so
to
I'm gonna
college
climb up
soon.
in a
You're right.
tree and then try to see if I
Just do it.
like see anything on the other side of the watchtower.
Okay, make a perception roll.
Is that a D20?
Yep. And then add your perception in.
13 plus 4, so 17.
You get up in the tree, and the sun's setting to the west, so you kind of see, you've got like some advantage there. You see the tower, you see the road. The road seems to be a little bit raised, like, you know, it's actually like dirt and gravel and stuff, so it's a mix. And you don't see anything else around it. But as you're up there, you notice that the top of the tower lights up, like there's like a oil brazier or something lighting it up, like a big like flame.
Okay.
Not just like a torch or a lantern. Like it's clearly something that's meant to be like a beacon.
Okay.
Like in the third Lord of the Rings. Like the
What
Not
color,
quite that big,
Okay,
Carl,
a
but
little
yeah.
smaller.
Like
What color is the root of the flame?
There you go.
it looks like oil, so it's like
the tower.
from the distance that you can see, you can't see that much detail, but you definitely see like flame, but not like the tower's burning down. Like it's on the top of the tower, and it's
climbs it.
you know, it looks like
Or Pippin.
What? So are there like only windows on like the top floor of the tower, or is it?
imagine a fire bowl like you would have in your backyard
Yeah.
on top of the roof of a stone
Yeah,
building.
I'm talking about
That's
the
kind of
stone
what it's
building.
like.
Like, how are the windows set up?
So you could see like there's the top part, and then there's like a second story where there's some windows, and then there's a first story where it looks like there's just one door.
Okay. So I'm gonna climb down, and I tell them what I see. I say, I saw a flame up on the watchtower. There's probably only a door on the first story, but there are windows up on the second floor. So my thought is, there's a shot that they're just sleeping on the first floor, but they might have one person awake if there are people occupying the area up on the second floor looking out.
Max, you've been doing really well lately. Like awesome stuff.
I have no clue.
You're getting
what's
really
going
into
on
it,
in
and that's
any of
awesome.
these
Having fun.
episodes.
Good stuff.
I'll stay
just
back and
I'm so
I'm
tired.
so tired, man. I had to drive for 3 hours in the city today.
All right,
All the comments
What?
just say I'm
Metal
tired.
Run,
Oh, it's
what-
my turn?
How soon will we be done? That is a number.
Yeah,
Because
it's like
I have
8:30.
wings coming to my house and also 6 teenage boys.
I have a 5 a.m. flight.
Did not lock the door. That was on me.
so I need to know what you do. Do you go to this tower, or do you go around it?
Just go to the tower.
Find out what happens
Tower.
next.
We go to the tower. Yeah,
Tower.
yeah.
Let's go to the
Full
tower.
send tower.
Okay. So you guys
Full
make your way across the open land,
Wow.
and you get within maybe 100 yards of the tower, and it's much clearer now that this is, you know, one of the watchtowers. And you see that there's definitely like a soldier up along the top, kind of by the fire, and it looks like there's another soldier maybe in the second story in the
Are
window.
they tall or no?
They're human, and you can see a third soldier who's like at the ground level.
They're probably good then if they're not short like dwarves.
There's also like a yard, like a small like fenced-in yard, and it looks like there's like a trough, like a big thing of hay, and a couple like horses.
I'm gonna go up and knock on the door.
So you guys are getting closer, and you notice like one of the guards kind of sees you, and he like kind of
I'm
walks
waving at
towards
him.
you guys, and he's got like a spear and a shield and a sword, but he kind of walks towards you and he looks at you guys. He's like, "Good evening.
Hi.
It's quite late for travelers to be coming up along the road.
Oh, just
There's
passing
been
through.
some dangers recently with some barbarians, but where are you headed?"
The capital. All right, maybe.
The tower?
He looks at the wagon, and then you see almost like a moment of recognition, and he's like,
Princess.
"Oh, forgive me. I apologize." He's like,
Yeah.
"Princess."
Is it nighttime yet? It's nighttime, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can we take refuge in your tower?
Yeah,
Maybe?
of course, it would be our honor. It's there's not a lot of space. It's meager accommodations, but we would be happy to give you refuge.
right.
We will make room. Please come.
Thank you so
So
much.
you guys kind of pull the cart up next to the yard where they have the horses, and you go inside. The first floor looks like basically like there's like a small desk. There's a closet where there's like several spears, some shields, a couple sets of armor, some supplies, some rope, oil, that kind of stuff.
Rope.
And then you notice that there's stairs leading up to the second floor. He's like, may I ask, were you intent on traveling through the night? I wouldn't recommend it. We've had some problems recently with raids from some of the dwarven barbarians.
We've dealt with them too.
You have.
We don't want to travel in the night.
No.
Excellent. We'll clear off our bunks upstairs. My lady, you are welcome. Our accommodations are meager, but you're welcome to stay here, and we will be happy to help guard this evening if you're willing to stay.
Thank you. Your kindness is appreciated.
So is there a basement by chance, or is it a stone floor?
There is, sir. It's just a cellar where we store provisions, but there's space down there. He's like, here. Then he goes over this trapdoor. He lifts it up. There's a ladder down there. There are several lamps, oil lamps, if you wanted to light them. So basically, the princess and her cadre go up to the upstairs, and then you guys kind of explore the space, and it's what I said it is. Basically, there are 3 human guards.
Yeah.
So they're like, you encountered the dwarves? Were they near? How far away were they? Where were they headed?
Nothing to be alarmed about, but just keep steady watch as you have been, and be ready to fight if necessary. We don't
I'm going to inform them where they were.
We don't need to scare these guys. Just 3
But you
dudes.
told them, don't worry, but be ready to fight.
Yeah, I'm going to tell them where those farms were.
Okay. He pulls out a map and lays it out on the table, and he's like, was it this area? And he basically, what he shows you is what you kind of assessed.
Yeah,
and he's
I'll say those barbarian dwarves, they ransacked this place, and I think they're headed back to wherever they set up.
This is fell news. We must warn the capital.
Thank you.
Someone should ride tonight.
Paul Revere.
He looks at his comrades, and they're all like,
Paul Revere should take this
it
one.
looks like none of them want to do it, and he's like, we will draw straws.
Oh, dang.
He's like, would you
I'm gonna stop. I want to stop this. I don't want to send some random guard out.
Well,
into the
someone
night.
should warn the capital, though. If what you say is true, and there's an entire horde.
Do you guys have pigeons or something?
Ravens.
No, sir. We're just one of the watchtowers on the road. We have horses, though. We can ride fast up the road. Someone should ride. I mean, we can't.
The dwarves are coming. The dwarves are coming.
We can't assume that the capital knows this information necessarily. It's risky, but would you hold the straws and we will draw?
You're gonna damn one, dude.
I don't want to hold the straws. I'm letting someone else hold the straws.
He's like, good nobleman. Would you hold the straws?
Yeah.
Wow!
You have 3 straws. One of them's the short straw. One of the guys picks a straw. It's a long one. He's like, oh. The other guy
The
reaches
other ones are
out,
longer.
Oh.
and he picks a straw, and then the last guy picks a straw, and they hold him up, and the second guy's straw is the shortest, and he's like, and he looks around, and he looks upstairs towards the princess, and he's like,
Dude, this guy's dead.
for Kabul Kailish, I will ride tonight.
Oh, crap. I feel bad. I never feel bad about this kind of stuff. Because this guy's totally gonna die. We're gonna find his body and his dead horse a mile down the road tomorrow.
So here's what happens. He gets his gear.
That's why the cookie
He
crumbles.
puts a saddle on one of the horses. He
This is
has
the best of
he has his equipment and his weapons, and he has a lantern. And then he rides out.
Wait, can I talk to him before he leaves?
Sure.
I just want to ask him to pass a message to my father if he's going to the capital.
Okay.
Whoa.
Do you write the message?
I write the message out in Orcish.
Excellent.
Good
okay.
lore.
So you hand him that message. He takes the map with the markers for where you had estimated that hamlet had been raided, and where, based on the interrogation, you assess there might be a larger horde. And he rides out. And we will find out what happens next on D&D with High School
where did these
Students.
lights come from?
The summer session.
I just
Twitter.
noticed these lights.
Hashtag bitches.
I just rolled a nat.